What is happening, Fourth Initiative Podcast listeners? You got Stevie P. Kev was going to do the podcast with me today, but we ran into some issues with the UFC fight last night. So we went and seen that. I had some stuff going on, so I'm going to do the podcast solo today. It's just going to be the DFS podcast. Just give you guys 2 DraftKings, 2 FanDuel lineups, just to get it out there so you guys can win some money today. So here we go. I'm going to start with the FanDuel side of things. So in my first lineup, I'll just go through the lineup completely, explain the guys why I like them. So Big Ben, Todd Gurley, Saquon Barkley, Keenan Allen, Kenny Galladay, Keelan Cole, Ian Thomas, TJ Yeldon, and the Titans defense. So, Big Ben's in a 58 over-under. He's at home, after he played bad last week against Baltimore. I think they're going to go out throwing, and I really think Big Ben's going to have a really big game today. James Conner could also have a big game. So if you wanted to swap out, Saquon and throw in Conner, I could see that happening too. But, I got Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley has just been amazing this year, and I'm just going to keep riding him because I've been riding him for weeks. Saquon is just, been really good this year. He's catching the ball in the backfield, playing well. I could see him having a day against Carolina. Keenan Allen. I got a little bit of a cold, guys, just so you guys, if you hear me sniffling. So Keenan Allen going against Oakland. He's going to terrorize Oakland, period. Kenny Galladay going up against Green Bay. Kenny Galladay is slowly becoming the guy there over in Detroit. I think Matthew Stafford is growing a really good rapport with him, and I could see him going for 100 and a touchdown today easily. Keelan Cole is another guy that I really like today. Last week it was Dante Moncrief and I can't even remember the other guy. I'm fog brain right now. But Keelan Cole definitely is going. D.D. Westbrook. D.D. Westbrook is the other guy. So Keelan Cole is going to have a day today. I just have a gut feeling about it. Ian Thomas is definitely a lower owned tight end that, I think he could do a little something today, maybe catch a couple balls. He's Carolina's starting tight end, and Cam does like to throw to the tight end, so I'm hoping a cheap tight end that can get me some points. TJ Yeldon. TJ Yeldon's going up against Kansas City, and Kansas City can't stop anyone on the ground. So TJ Yeldon is going to be super involved in this game, and I want to get him in there. And then the Titans defense playing Buffalo, self-explanatory. The other FanDuel lineup that we have today is Matthew Stafford, going against Green Bay. They always seem to be a high-scoring game. He's going to be throwing the ball a lot. Like I told you guys already, Todd Gurley has just been smashing, so I'm just going to keep putting him in there. TJ Yeldon, already explained him. Antonio Brown went a little bit more expensive at wide receiver in this lineup, but Antonio Brown, he's due. He's going to have a big game today, and I just want to be a part of that. Kenny Galladay, already explained that. Marvin Jones last year had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns against Green Bay, and then another 100-yard game and 1 touchdown against Green Bay, so, I can easily get him into my lineup. Nick Vannett. I just think Nick Vannett is actually a pretty good play today. He is the number 1 tight end for Seattle. Russell Wilson has always liked to throw to the tight end position, and I could see Nick Vannett get, as a cheaper tight end getting you something. David Johnson is my other running back in this format here. I really like David Johnson today. Just to me, a really super safe floor. He's been doing his thing, and I think with the quarterback change, he's gonna be all right. I had to go super cheap at defense, so I went the Falcons because basically the cheapest defense on the slate. Now, let's do for our DraftKings lineup. So DraftKings was actually, the pricing on DraftKings was kind of crazy this week, but. So I went Matthew Stafford, Saquon Barkley, TJ Yeldon, Antonio Brown, Tyler Lockett, Marvin Jones, David Njoku, David Johnson in the Eagles defense. For me, this was a lineup that, I already told you about what I thought about Matt Stafford and Saquon Barkley. TJ Yeldon is like in the smash spot. We already said Antonio Brown. Tyler Lockett, to me, is if it's either going to be Doug Baldwin or Tyler Lockett that go off in this game, because I don't think that Seattle is getting smashed. I think it's going to be a pretty close game, maybe a 4-point spread in this game. So I don't think that they're getting smashed in this game, and I think they're going to have to throw a lot to stay in the game. So, either one of those wide receivers I'm really, really good with. Marvin Jones is another one, we talked about him, just smashes Green Bay. David Njoku he had 5 catches for 50 yards last week. Baker Mayfield seems to trust him. He trusted him also in the preseason. And if there's a week that he's going to get in the box, it'll be at home with Baker, trying to get around. And I think he could have a touchdown in this game, which is why I have him in here. Already talked about David Johnson and the Eagles defense. The Eagles defense was just, I put him in there really thinking that I think that game is going to be high scoring, and I think Cousins could throw an interception. So I'm hoping for a couple of sacks and maybe an interception or a fumble. Cousins is, I wouldn't say turnover prone, but he's definitely inclined to make the turnover. And the Eagles' defense at home has been just much, much better. So, Eagles defense. So in the next lineup, I went, what I felt was safe. I got Russell Wilson, Todd Gurley, Saquon Barkley, Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett, Marvin Jones, Nick Vannett, TJ Yeldon, and the Jets defense. So I basically talked about all these guys already. The one I didn't was the Jets defense. Jets defense going against Denver. They're actually a favorite in this game. And Case Keenum is just terrible this year. So I could definitely see him getting sacked a couple times, maybe throwing the ball up and getting a couple of picks. Maybe the Jets defense get you a touchdown. Another defense that I'm really, excited about to play. And they're 2,600 over on DraftKings. So, Russell Wilson is 5,100. If he has a big game today, it's going to be the cheapest he is, period, in DraftKings for the rest of the season. So, I think this is the week where Russell Wilson starts to turn it around. We are no longer in September. We are starting October, and this is when Russell Wilson starts to just play better. So I can definitely see Russell Wilson having a game. And that's it, guys. That is the podcast. It was nice, sweet, and to the point. This week we were a little behind on some of the stuff we had to do, but, I had a couple of projects going on, wasn't able to get to everything I wanted to this week. But next Tuesday we will be doing waiver wires again. Thursday, either Wednesday or Thursday, we'll be doing our ranks for the week. And then Saturday, we will be doing the same thing we do every Saturday. Normally, we do DFS on Saturday and then go over Q&As and trade questions. So we will be doing that all next week. Next week, my schedule opens up a whole lot more, and we'll be able to get to everything. So for the 4th and Inches podcast, guys, we salute you and hope you have a fantastic Sunday of football. Hope you win all the money. Peace out, y'all. Let's get it.